Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Whenever you think of the Pirate King, you imagine a captain who fulfills his dream after a long journey at sea. But in One Piece, that won't happen. After all, a second in command will become the king after their captain. And in today's video, I'll explain how that happens. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, when thinking about the future of One Piece, it's inevitable to wonder what will happen to the Straw Hats after Luffy's journey as the Pirate King ends. Although many may believe that the bonds formed between the crew members will disperse after each person fulfills their dream, I believe Zoro, in particular, has an even greater role to play. Not only does he possess all the qualities to continue Luffy's legacy, but he also has unique traits that position him as the bridge between his captain's fulfilled dream and the preservation of the will inherited by those who come after. First, we need to remember who Zoro is within the crew. On various occasions, it's been clear that he is not just a skilled swordsman. He is the unwavering pillar that holds the trust in Luffy as captain. After everything they've been through together, Zoro knows Luffy like few others. He understands that his captain's dream isn't about ruling or dominating, but about creating a world where everyone can live free without being controlled by anyone. This vision is something Zoro shares, even if in a different way. For him, freedom means being able to fight for what he believes in, protecting those who are important to him, and never betraying his own principles. This philosophy is what directly connects him to Luffy, and is why he could be the perfect guardian for the legacy of the Pirate King. Zoro doesn't hesitate to make decisions that protect the unity of the group and Luffy's authority. This stance was highlighted in critical moments, such as the Water 7 and Enies lobby incidents, when he confronted Usopp after the disagreement with Luffy. The way Zoro handled the situation, even knowing how much Usopp was loved by everyone, showed his unconditional loyalty and sense of leadership. For Zoro, Luffy is the absolute captain, and his dedication to him is above all. Zoro has also been confirmed as the Straw Hats' first mate, officially positioning him as second in command. This is something Oda, the author of One Piece, makes clear throughout the series, even if it's not explicitly stated in every arc. In chapter 997, for example, we see Sanji being captured on Onigashima, while Zoro not only leads a crucial offensive, but also expresses his intention to deal directly with Kaido. This moment not only demonstrates his strength, but also the respect he has among his companions, especially in times of crisis. He is the person everyone looks to when Luffy is incapacitated or distant. Another point that reinforces this idea is the inevitable comparison between Zoro and Silver's Rayleigh, the first mate of the Roger Pirates. Just like Zoro, Rayleigh was Roger's right-hand man and someone the Pirate King trusted completely. After Roger's journey ended, Rayleigh became a legendary and mysterious figure known as the Dark King. Interestingly, Zoro has already begun to build a similar reputation, being called the King of Hell after his fight against King in Wano in chapter 1036. This title is not just a recognition of his strength, but also of his stance as someone willing to face the depths of hell for his comrades. However, Zoro is not just a shadow of Rayleigh. He has his own dream to become the greatest swordsman in the world. This goal, although it may seem separate from Luffy's dream of being the Pirate King, is deeply connected to it. As Mihawk mentioned in chapter 52, being the greatest swordsman is not just a matter of brute strength, it's about spirit, determination, and purpose. Furthermore, unlike Rayleigh, Zoro is not someone who would be content with retiring or living in the shadows. He has a dream to fulfill and unwavering loyalty to Luffy. Even after the captain achieves his goal, Zoro will continue fighting, not only to fulfill his own dream, but also to ensure that Luffy's legacy is never forgotten. Zoro would surely do this because he understands what Luffy means to the world and knows that the freedom conquered by the Pirate King must be protected at all costs. After all, Zoro found a way to pursue his purpose alongside Luffy. Becoming the greatest swordsman in the world is not just a personal achievement for Zoro. It's also a way to elevate the name of the Straw Hats, showing the world that he is the first mate of the man who conquered everything. This connection between Luffy and Zoro's dreams is something that cannot be ignored. From the very beginning, Zoro made it clear that he is willing to sacrifice everything to help Luffy achieve the title of Pirate King. This was dramatically shown in Thriller Bark in chapter 485, when Zoro offered his life to save Luffy and the rest of the crew. The phrase, "nothing happened," is not just an iconic moment, but a silent declaration that Zoro is willing to carry any burden to protect his captain's dream. This unwavering loyalty is what sets him apart from other characters, and positions him as the spiritual heir to Luffy's legacy. At the same time, it's important to note that Zoro is not just loyal, he is also incredibly powerful. In Wano, we saw the peak of his abilities when he mastered the Ashura technique against Kaido in chapter 1010, and when he defeated King, one of Kaido's strongest subordinates. These battles not only proved that Zoro is one of the most formidable swordsmen in the world, but also showed his ability to grow under pressure. He is no longer the young swordsman who fought against Mihawk in the East Blue. He is now someone who can face the best in the world and emerge victorious. Zoro's power, however, is not just physical. He also carries a sense of responsibility that sets him apart from other crew members. While Luffy may be the heart of the Straw Hats, Zoro is the solid foundation upon which the group relies. This balance between strength and responsibility is something we saw in Rayleigh, and it's something Zoro seems to have inherited naturally. However, unlike Rayleigh, Zoro is not someone who would simply retire after Luffy's journey ends. He still has a dream to fulfill, and he knows his mission to protect Luffy's legacy doesn't end with the title of Pirate King. I believe that after Luffy achieves his dream, Zoro would take on a role similar to Rayleigh's, but with one crucial difference. He would continue to fight actively to preserve Luffy's legacy. Zoro is not someone who would settle for living in peace. He is a born warrior, someone who only finds purpose in battle and overcoming challenges. Thus, it's possible to imagine Zoro taking on the responsibility of protecting the One Piece and the freedom Luffy has conquered. He wouldn't do this for ego or ambition, but out of loyalty to his captain and a sense of duty to the world they helped shape. However, Zoro's role as the heir to Luffy's legacy is not something he would actively seek. He doesn't desire to be the center of attention or lead a new era. But as we've seen throughout the series, Zoro is someone who acts when necessary. He is the type of person that, if the world needed him to continue Luffy's dream, wouldn't hesitate to bear that burden. He would do it not for glory, but because he knows that this is the only way to honor the man he chose to follow. And he wouldn't be the first person to do so. After the loss of the legendary Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, the pirate world fell into chaos. The Whitebeard pirates, once the greatest force on the seas, were adrift, but Marco the Phoenix took on the burden of trying to keep his captain's legacy alive. Although Marco had always been the first mate of the crew, known for his unparalleled strength, intelligence, and loyalty, he never wanted the title of captain. However, he knew he had to do something to protect Whitebeard's memory and ideals. The confrontation between Marco and Blackbeard, indirectly recorded in the events after Marineford and detailed during the Wano arc, is one of the clearest pieces of evidence that Marco tried to take on this legacy, even in the face of impossible circumstances. Oda, the creator of One Piece, has mentioned on several occasions that Zoro is a central figure in the crew, even though he is not as expansive or charismatic as Luffy. Once again, I need to mention Chapter 485 during the Thriller Bark arc, where we saw how much Zoro is willing to sacrifice for Luffy and the Straw Hats. When he absorbed all the pain and exhaustion from Luffy after the fight against Oars and Kuma, he showed not only his physical strength, but also the depth of his loyalty. This moment, immortalized by the phrase "nothing happened," is proof that Zoro would do anything to protect Luffy's dream. And that's what I believe. Zoro would be the key to ensuring that Luffy's Straw Hat legacy is never forgotten. But what about you? Do you believe that too? That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.